we are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America.
I don't think people realize how much one or two words, negative words, can go and can really affect people.
Even under the new Common Core, even if they said 3 times 4 was 11, if they were able to explain their reasoning and explain how they came up with their answer really in words and in oral explanations, and they showed it in the picture, but they just got the final number wrong, we're really more focusing on the how and the why.
Going to be correcting them.
Oh, absolutely, right? Absolutely. We want our students to compute correctly, but the emphasis is really moving more towards the explanation and the how and the why, and can I really talk through the procedures that I went through to get this answer, and not just knowing that it's 12, but why is it 12?
When you and I were in school, we used to just memorize 9 plus 6 equals 15. Not anymore, but the Common Core students need to understand why that's the case, and Mrs. Ryan is here to explain.
Thank you. So our young learners might not be altogether comfortable thinking about what 9 plus 6 is. They are quite comfortable thinking about their friend 10. 10 is emphasized in our young grades as we're working in a base 10 system. So if we can partner 9 to a number and anchor 10, we can help our students see what 9 plus 6 is. So we're going to decompose our 6. And we know 6 is made up of parts. One of its parts is a 1, and the other part is a 5. We're now going to anchor our 9 to a 1, allowing our students to anchor to that 10. Now our students are seeing that we have 10 plus 5, having now more comfort seeing that 10 plus 5 is 15. That's much more comfortable than looking at 9 plus 6, an isolated math fact.
So apparently over at St. Joseph's School, the kids are propagandized that they have to live in a sustainable world, and they're actually being taught that they have to ration food and water.
Because we understand working with schools, we know how to take the solar energy equipment and monitoring platform and use it for education. So there's opportunities for curriculum development and field trips and getting the kids to get excited about math and science using solar as the centerpiece to do that. When teachers and the district embrace the solar curriculum, we'll be there to continue that support over time so that there's a way to make sure these systems are really bringing that extra value to the educational side.
Students at Lucerna High School in Whittier held their annual TRUE conference today. TRUE, in this case, stands for tolerance, respect, unity, and equality. Today the focus was on cyberbullying. Now it is News reporter Mandy Gomez talked to some of those students.
A lot of kids are bullied because they don't speak the same language.
Because I was fat. Because they're different.
They're gay.
Because of my clothes.
Lucerna High School students are getting a different type of lesson.
Maybe when I was growing up, I would dress kind of like the way everybody dressed.
They're learning how to stand up against cyberbullying by understanding its effects.
We started the TRUE conference back in 2001, and it was initially a vision that our past principal had to bridge social gaps that existed on campus.
Through 4 different workshops today, the students were able to share their experience while interacting and learning about tolerance, respect, unity, and equality.
I don't think people realize how much one or two words, negative words, can go and can really affect people.
Morelli Caballero says she was picked on when she transferred to a new school.
I felt so alone for a while because it was a big, it was a popular crowd and they were all like making fun of me and I was not cool.
But what did happen was a teacher read a book. It's called The Family Book by author Todd Parr. He's a controversial author. And the reason why this book is controversial is because of a page in here that has 2 mommies and 2 daddies. Okay, now some up here will probably try to tell you that that has to do with adopted families or whatnot. That's described in this book in the text. They might say it's because of step-parents or step-daddies. That's described in the text. But what is not described in the text is a traditional family.
They say they recently discovered their son's homework assignments on Islam were more about actually learning the faith than the history. One question asked him to write down teachings from the Quran.
What I saw written in these bubbles was the one true God, Allah, in one of the bubbles. And one of the other bubbles was all people must submit to Allah in another bubble. Now I turn the page over and I see the 5 pillars of Islam.
One of the 5 pillars he had to learn.
Shahada is the testimony of a faithful Muslim that Allah is the one true God.
It's completely inappropriate.
Parents at Andrew Jackson Language Academy on the Near West Side were shocked by what they saw during a parent meeting on Wednesday.
There were pages where I was like, I didn't know about that. Okay.
These images and binders provided by CPS detailing what parents were told is the new sex health curriculum for 5th and 6th graders.
Things that no 6th grader who is 11 maybe should ever be exposed to.
Slides that mention sex toys, different types of intercourse, feel-good reasons to use female condoms.
Some aspects of it did come across more as a how-to rather than here's the biology, here's the information.
A kindergarten student branded a terrorist threat. She was suspended from her school in Pennsylvania for threatening to shoot another kid. Her weapon, this Hello Kitty bubble gun. ABC's Gio Benitez, ABC's newest correspondent, we should say, is here with the story. I know you've been on weekday GMA, but let us welcome you to Weekend.
Thank you so much.
And
Glad to be here.
You brought a prop, I see.
Yeah, it's one like this one. You know, Dan, the school took this so seriously that administrators even ordered that the 5-year-old receive a psychological evaluation, all for talking about a bubbles gun like this one. This morning, the family plans to sue the school to get this all off the child's permanent record.
They decided that they wanted to develop a cradle-to-career continuum or roadmap which identifies key milestones in a child's personal, social, academic, and career readiness.
The family plans to sue the school to get this all off the child's permanent record.
The flag debate grew louder tonight on the UC Irvine campus over a controversial ban. A meeting set to discuss the ban's overturn had to be canceled because of a threat against students.
Last week, the Student Council voted to ban the flag from their student lobby. They said it was to make the area inclusive of all nations.
We have never invested as much in public education as we should have because we've always had kind of a private notion of children. Your kid is yours and totally your responsibility. We haven't had a very collective notion of these are our children. So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities. Once it's everybody's responsibility and not just the households, then we start making better investments.